I decided that I'm gonna do Earthling Elaborates as kind of like a vlog today. So I'm in the car right now. I'm about to drive to a local park and hit a trail and find a cool spot to just sit and vibe with you guys and do a reading and talk. But I want to do it out in nature today instead of in my room. So yeah, I will start back up. I'll start the camera again when I get to the park and bring you guys along with me a little bit until we find our spot. This is the fit today. I'm wearing my snail seed hoodie. I love this design. And I got my green leggings on and these really sick hiking boots that I have had for a long time. They're so warm and they're so comfortable. But anyway, I'm gonna get driving. I'll see you guys when we get to the park. Alright, I just got to the park. It's beautiful out. I'm very excited to get my little walk on. I really needed to get out of the house. Let's see if that'll stay. It's okay, I'll just hold it. I'm gonna drink a little bit of my coffee because my backpack is full and I'm not gonna be taking it with me, so I'm gonna down it while I can. This light coming in right now is so beautiful though. All this blue right here, a little bit of this like teal green, so freaking pretty. I'm gonna paint this hat eventually. I've painted one hat so far. I haven't released it yet, but I'm going to. I'm really excited to show you guys. It's really cool, but it is like my first one, so and I did it like just on a whim, like right before going to a show to vend, so it's nothing too crazy, but I'll post it soon, and I really want to do more hat projects, so I'm going to do this one and keep this one as kind of like my little show and tell item, and then make some more when there is a need to, or when I find some more good ones at the thrift. Oh man, today's been one of those days where like everything is annoying and everything's like going wrong. Like, you know, when your clothes like catch on something, or when like you're trying to put a lid on and it just won't fucking go on right. Like just the littlest, most minute things that just like are not working, you know. And my partner and I are both feeling that today. So there's just like this energy in the house of just being like, oh my god. So I needed to get out of there and get some fresh air and just tap in with the trees and the birds and all of the things. I've also been flooded with ideas today. I'm like finally getting out of my hormone cycle that I was in when I was on my period and transitioning into the next one, and I'm just like flooded with fucking passion and drive and wanting to get things done and do a bunch of shit, and I have so many ideas in my head. I'm just like fucking tweaking out, like a million things on my mind, and not enough like physical stamina to keep up with it. So that's another reason why I just really needed to get out of the house, because the longer I was going to be at the house, the more things I was going to find to do, and I just don't really want to be doing shit like that right now. I need to start prioritizing being outside and getting my walks in and stuff, because that is a big part of who I am, is connecting with nature, and if I'm not doing that, then I'm like suppressing a part of myself, and that's never good. That is never a good thing for you girls. So damn, there's a giant group of people walking past my car right now that just came out of the park. Thank God they're leaving. Oh my god, there's so many more. I wonder if there's an event today. I'll probably wait until I get a little bit farther out in the boonies to start filming again. I don't really want to be filming while there's a bunch of people around. This is just for you and me. So anyway, I think I've had enough caffeine. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna get my walk on. I'll tap back in with you guys soon. I'm on a trail. I'm still kind of in the main park area. I've already seen 2 different families taking holiday pictures, or just like pictures in general. It's cute. This park is super beautiful and it's huge, and it also has like more trails that branch off of it that bring you into more like, you know, excluded areas. So that's where I'm heading right now. It's perfect weather for walking and hiking. And yeah, I'll catch up with you guys again in a minute. I'm on the outskirts of the park. Super beautiful out there. I am about to go under this tunnel that goes under a highway, and that pops me out at a trailhead. So I will tap back in once I get to the tunnel so I can show you guys. It's really, really beautiful. It's got some really cool art on it. But yeah, it's so nice out here. All the sagebrush is all dried up. It still smells amazing though. I love the smell of sagebrush. I'm not really used to it because it doesn't really grow where I was born and raised. So it's one of the many new things that I have discovered and that I love about Nevada and the desert. Look at this cutie little creek. All right, I'm almost at the tunnel. I'll see you guys when I get there. All right, so I've made it to the tunnel. It looks like they've covered like almost everything up. There are still some cutie little guys left, like little bluebird, little owl guy, some little doggies, this really cool guy, and of course the amazing Hawkman. So beautiful. Oh, there's cute little birds on this side. But yeah, I feel like there used to be more. I feel like they covered some stuff up, but that probably just means that they're getting ready to let some other artists do some new stuff, which is exciting. I would love to do something like that in the future. I definitely want to do murals. I want to do big paintings, and help decorate, you know, the cities that I live in. But yeah, we tunneling right now. Tunnel vision. We're gonna pop out in a new dimension. So I'll see you guys on the other side. I also noticed that every time I say, like, I end a clip, I put my finger up like this. I don't know why I do that, but I'll see you guys on the other side. One of my favorite parts about this area are little crevices and little hidey holes like these. They're just like little woodland fairy homes. This is one of my favorite spots. I'm imagining like a big tree up in a semi-high place that I can sit and vibe with you guys, manifesting that. I'm backtracking a little bit because I feel like I may have seen like the tree that I'm envisioning. It might not be the perfect spot, or it might be, and I'm just gonna go back and just check it out, because sometimes we do miss the things that are meant for us, and sometimes we do have to backtrack a little bit and, you know, retrace our steps, look through the past. So that's what I'm doing, and we'll see if it's the right spot or not. I just turned 333, and I went off the trail and up a little hill, and I found this tree. I'm just gonna take a few deep breaths and initiate myself into this space, and I invite you guys to also take some nice breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. I always forget how much just simply breathing can change everything. So yeah. If you're feeling frisky, you can hold in your breath before you exhale like I just did. I love the rush that I get from doing the breath work. It's crazy that people be doing drugs and drinking and stuff, and you can get such a high and such a fucking rush from just inhaling and exhaling oxygen. And there's a constant supply of it, so it's free, saves you a lot of money. It's crazy. I'm gonna do 3 to 5 consecutive breaths in a row. This is a nice tree. I can feel its energy, and it's like just so calming and like restful is a word that's coming to mind. I don't know if this tree has fully come out of the ground yet, or like if it's fully released its roots, or if it's just leaning over, but it is like lying on the mountain or on the little hill. It is not sticking straight up anymore. I don't know how long it's been here, but it seems like maybe it's been out of the ground for quite some time, because it's pretty dry and doesn't have any leaves or like anything going on. So it's possible that this tree is decaying or has been decaying, but I still feel a very real energy coming from it, and it's very peaceful and grounding, and like I said, it's like restful. I'm happy that I found it, and I'm happy that I get to share it with you guys. Maybe you can feel the energy through the screen. I can only hope so. I can only hope that something good can come out of this little box. I just came back a week ago from Cali. I spent a week out there. I was kind of going through it a little bit before I left. I just hit a rut. I also was about to start my period, and that's always a factor that I don't always account in for when I'm feeling off or when I'm feeling any sort of way. Sometimes I forget how many hormonal cycles women go through and how much it really affects our realities. But yeah, I was going through it, and I was feeling really burnt out. I have been grinding my ass off the past 6 months, doing so many events and showing up for so many things and making so many products, spending so much time, doing things, and not so much time resting and relaxing and replenishing my energy, which I know how to do that. I know the things that bring me joy. I know the things that make me feel refreshed. I know the things that make me feel comforted, but I don't always make the time to implement those things. I think that that's just a common human flaw. I think a lot of us probably struggle with making time truly for ourselves, and taking time to rest, especially when we are raised in a societal paradigm where it's based on being super productive. I think we forget that the main point of all of this is to be present with the experience and just be. To be here now, as Ram Dass said. You might hear some people in the distance every now and again because the trail is like down the mountain, down the hill. I keep calling it a mountain. I'm on the mountain. But yeah, I was feeling really burnt out, and I went to Cali to take care of my younger siblings, so my parents could go out on a trip out of the country. And while it was a lot of work taking care of 3 kids, it was also definitely healing for my soul. I always love spending time with my younger siblings. It doesn't happen as often anymore since I am an adult and moved away, but I just love spending time with them, and I love taking care of humans, animals. I love taking care of things. That's like my thing. I've been a caregiver for elderly for 3 years, and while I'm a full-time artist, I do still have one client that I see for a couple hours a week. I just love taking care of things, but when it comes to myself, I sometimes lack, and that's understandable if I'm constantly giving energy out to other sources. So I'm really going to try to work on that this next year, and right now, that's why I'm out here. That's why I decided to just drop everything and come get outside, even though I knew I had to film, the Earthling Elaborates today. I decided to make it out here and get my walk in, get some exercise. So I just need to start remembering that it's way easier than I think it is to do the things that I enjoy, and that it doesn't always have to be like this concrete, like perfect execution. I don't need to go on a 5-mile hike every single day to like be fulfilling my need to be outside and exercise. Like I can do a little walk and also film, and it doesn't always have to be so extreme and intense. But I'm a very detail-oriented, driven person. So sometimes I get caught up in like the reality of things and caught up in the idea of things and how they should be. And it really deters me. And I think that that's a big part of the burnout that I was feeling, is I just felt the need to keep on making new things, even though I had plenty of like stock for the markets that I was doing. I just like felt like I had to have new stuff for every single market, and like just all these expectations that kind of were getting to be a little bit heavy. And yeah, and like I said, I was about to start my period, so my dopamine and my serotonin was really down. And yeah, but I took care of my siblings for a week, and when all of the kids were in school, I would go out and go hike on old trails that I used to hike on all the time and get my little nature fix in. Saw so many mushrooms and moss beds and just beautiful things. I have so many pictures to share and so much inspiration to transmute into my art from that journey. And then I came back, and this weekend I had 2 events in one night, and that was really tiring. Specifically the moving everything myself. I'm a pretty small person. I'm 5'3". I'm like 115, 120 pounds, and I'm not super strong. I'm not a super strong girly, and moving like all my tables and my totes of my stuff, like back and forth, just like, oh my gosh, my arms were really dead. And the last event of the night lasted until 3 a.m. So it was just a really long day. And there's always so much preparation, both physically and spiritually and mentally, that go into vending and putting yourself out there in any way, whether it's just, live painting or performing or doing a market or whatever. So yeah, I definitely am in need of some rest, and I have been taking it easy. The events were on Friday and today's Sunday, so I've been having a pretty chill weekend. I did get some housework done today, but I cut it off a little early so I could come out here. And yeah, I've been really feeling the need to implement some new routines and some new daily patterns and just reflect on some things. I think that it definitely is also coming from the space of it being winter, a season of extreme internal reflection, as well as being on the precipice of the traditional, well, I guess, I don't know if it would be considered traditional or not, because it's really the new year, but there's also the new year that happens like more towards the springtime. But as far as like the American traditional new year, that's, coming around the corner, and that always brings about some need for me personally, some need for like reflection and internalization and sorting through the events of the year and how I've been feeling and what I want to bring into the new year. I don't put too much weight on it, because I also go with the flow of the seasons, and just because it's a new year doesn't mean that we're not still in winter and we're not still hibernating and in that internal reflection period. And I really do believe that springtime really is the precipice of the real new year. So I don't take it too extreme, but I definitely do have those thoughts come up of wanting to reflect and kind of ponder my future orb, and see what I want to start cooking up on. And I've had a lot of ideas. I've kind of been getting a little bit I don't know, I've had a love-hate relationship with content. I feel like some people might assume that I like love making content because I post so much, but the reality is that it's a part of my job and I have to post. But sometimes it's really hard for me to like do it. But I've had a lot of ideas lately of some new like routine content that I can be making each week that I know I'm gonna enjoy, which is really exciting. And yeah, I'm just excited for more experimentation. I'm not the type of person who likes to do the same stuff all the time. There's definitely like integrated patterns that I like to follow, but I like switching things up. I like keeping things new. I think that's why I have like so many different outlets, you know, like I draw, I do stuff on the iPad, I paint, I hula hoop, I sing, there's a lot of different things, and I think that's what really keeps me afloat sometimes is like having, and clothes, that's like another one that I love, doing clothing. It keeps me afloat, like kind of having this seasonal rotation of like different avenues that I can express myself in, and I've always been like that. I've never really been a all or nothing, like stick to one thing type of girl. Sometimes it's a downfall and sometimes it's an amazing thing. But anyway, I'm gonna start shuffling up these cards and getting into the reading section of this video because the sun is going down and it's gonna start getting really cold and dark. So I'm gonna like make a little box with my legs so that these cards don't end up flying off of this tree, even though I kind of feel like they might, but I'm hoping that they do not. But yeah, as far as like events and updates like that, I don't have any other events planned for this year. I kind of want to do another one, I kind of don't. I might just focus on getting my new items in the shop and just promoting a lot through social media and word of mouth. I don't really know if I have the energy to do another market this month, but I do have a lot of plans for next year, and I've been applying for a lot of festivals to live paint at, and I'm just really manifesting some really fun and big things for the year to come. So I'm excited, but I'm definitely going to listen to myself and take some time for the rest of this year and for winter to just relax a bit, you know? Wow. That was a really big shift in light. Anyway, if you are new here, I do an oracle reading pretty much every video, and this is the deck that I use. It's the Mystical Wisdom deck. The artwork is done by Josephine Wall. She is amazing. She's one of my biggest inspirations. I will add her Instagram in the description as well, so you can check out her art. I think that she is in her 80s now, but oh my gosh, she's just amazing and has done some really amazing work, including these cards. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a moment to connect with the cards, and I just want to open up the intention of this reading to everybody, to you, to me, everybody watching, and I just want to let the divine bring out any messages that we need to hear right now, any words of advice, words of encouragement, anything to ponder, to look out for, just opening it up to Source to let us know what we need to know right now. So let's go ahead and give these a good shuffle and see what comes out. I'm not going to go too crazy with the shuffling because I am sitting on a tree right now and I don't want to have to go fetch any cards. Okay, that definitely wanted to come out. I'm going to see if there's one more. We have 2 so far. I do always like to get to 3, but if nothing wants to come out, then that's fine. I'll give it like another 5 seconds. So there we go. All right. So, the first card that came out is the Creative Wonderment card. You can kind of see what imagery speaks to you and how it makes you feel. And sorry I'm like shaking, it's probably the caffeine. Go ahead and read you the little writings for this card. It says, follow your passion. You are able to bring to fruition something within your imagination that you alone have thought of. Being creative is relaxing and therapeutic, whether it's cooking, sewing, woodwork, photography, writing, or art. Whatever it may be that stimulates your imagination, this is the time for you to create and inspire others. Utilize your skills. Take classes and follow your passion. You will one day have the opportunity to turn your heartfelt creativity into your life's work. Create your labor of love. And the mantra for this card is, I am inspired to be creative. I am inspired to be creative. I am inspired to be creative. I like to say mantras like 3 times in a row. I feel like it makes it stick better. This is right on par, right on par to kind of what I was mentioning earlier. The next card that we got is the Epiphany card. Really beautiful. Seek clarity. And that one is not too far away. Seek clarity. To experience an epiphany is to have a sudden realization or spiritual flash that will change the way you view yourself and others around you. You get to see the situation more clearly, as if someone just switched on the light. With this clarity, you can see the truth. You will also gain a sense of control within yourself to make positive decisions that will bring about happy and joyful outcomes. The mantra is, yeah, I can see clearly now. I can see clearly now. I can see clearly now. I love this. And the next and last card that we got is, of course, the Originality card. Blaze your own trail. Makes sense, right? You are a go-getter and a free spirit by nature. You exhibit originality, courage, and defiance. You were born to succeed and breathe excitement, love, and life into the lives of others. Despite your chaotic ways and gregarious nature, you are loving and generous. The mantra, this is one of my favorite mantras. I'm only going to read it once because it's a little bit longer. Love me without fear. Trust me without wondering. Love me without restriction. Love me without demands. I am worth it. So powerful. I actually have that mantra written on the mirror in my bathroom because I love it so much. Okay, my foot is falling asleep, so let me just reposition. So there's definitely a theme with these cards. I'll show you what they look like in alignment with like how they would look if they were face down on a table. So it looks like the originality lady is like putting energy into the Epiphany card, and the Epiphany card is like looking in the direction of the creative wonderment. So it actually kind of feels like the flow of the cards visually is going from the originality to the creative wonderment, which is like walking up these stairs, kind of like exiting the flow of the cards. So I think that the originality and the Epiphany are really going together. I think that it's possible that maybe like me, you've been experiencing these thoughts of like, there's something that I want to do, or there's something that I want to change, or there's something I want to implement into my life. There's something that, you know, is on the brink of like breaking through. And it has something to do with, you know, your passion, your soul's purpose, whether that's like something creative, which it definitely feels like that because of the creative wonderment card. Or it could just be, you know, like self-care, you know, something that is just something you enjoy, you know. It doesn't have to necessarily be work related. But I think that there's obviously a really big push to be creative and a really big push to blaze your own trail and understand that this epiphany that you might be having, it's very special to you, and other people might have a harder time understanding and like supporting you, but it's really important that you push forward with it, and it's really important that you believe in yourself and you take those like just messages that drop to you, you know, whatever way it happens for you, whether it's like a synchronicity or an actual like hearing of a thought in your head, or like seeing something over and over again that's making you question like something, to just really like push into that and trust that you are being shown something, and that the thoughts that you're having are extremely relevant to this whole blaze your own trail creative like portal. They definitely all go together. They match really well. And let me just take a look myself so I can see if there's any other like interpretations that I'm picking up on. The originality card, it almost looks like Mother Nature, you know, like she's made out of trees and she's got water coming out of her hand, and it's very nature oriented. And all of the other cards also have a lot of nature stuff going on. In the Epiphany card specifically, it's very bird forward, very like fly on your own path, and it's got all these other creatures, and then it leads into this one where you're kind of like, I feel like this originality, blaze your own trail, is going hand in hand with the creative wonderment card, because she literally is like going on her own trail. She's going up these stairs to who knows where, but she is going, you know. And yeah, this definitely, I think, ties into the fact that it is time for internal reflection. It is winter. It is a hibernative period of time, and it's completely on par and aligned with the season and just the divine network to be tapping into your own story and your own path, your own, like, I'm hearing forge forward. You're forging like something new. And it doesn't have to be, like I said, anything crazy. Like, it could just be like, you know, a subtle way that you start taking care of yourself that is, you know, regular and becomes a part of your daily routine. Or it could be something more grand, like maybe this idea that you've had, this creative idea that you've had that you really want to pursue, but you just haven't been quite sure or ready or feeling ready. I think that these cards are telling you that you are. And I think that these, you know, these callings that you've been getting, they might be mysterious, you might not understand them, but they are so true and so meant for you. Yeah. And the seek clarity part of the Epiphany card, I feel like definitely feels more like an internal thing. Maybe like you have been wanting something for a long time, but you maybe are unsure of why. Or maybe you're feeling called to do things a certain way, but you're not sure why. Or you're feeling called to not do things a certain way and you're wondering why. Take moments to like ask yourself those questions, whether it's just out loud, verbally, or if you're writing in a journal. Take moments to talk to yourself and tap in with your thoughts and your spiritual guidance, whatever that looks like for you. If you go to church, or if you have your own personal relationship with divine, whatever way it presents itself to you, taking time to like sit and talk with that source and talk to yourself, I feel like is really important, to help like clarify what we're doing and why we want to do it and how we're going to do it, because there's obviously some sort of like bigger picture mission, life purpose, like creative magnum opus that we are starting to uncover and have been uncovering, but it's like becoming more and more potent. Like we can't just keep it in a jar anymore, because it is leaking out the cracks of that jar. It's potent and it's ready to be felt, seen, heard. Yeah, that's what I'm picking up on. And if you relate to this in any way, or there's any specific parts of the reading that resonate with you, I would love to hear how. So feel free to comment or message me. It is getting a little bit dark now. The sun has gone behind the mountains. I'll show you what we're working with here. It's getting cold too. Definitely got to put my sweater back on for my walk back to the car. That reading kind of felt like a whirlwind, so I really hope that it made sense, or at least there are parts that made sense. Also, I want to know if you guys enjoy like this style of video where it's a little bit more of a vlog, mixed in with a sit-down part. So please comment down below if you enjoy this or not. I would love to hear your feedback. I personally enjoy it. I like feeling like so open, and being able to like, I guess, take up more space and really like just sit here and share with you guys. I like the comforts of my room too, but this has been really fun. So I would like to do more of these style videos for sure. But yeah, once again, I would love to hear your thoughts. I'm gonna get my hoodie back on and start trailing back, but I hope that you all are well. I hope that you all are taking moments to be present with yourselves and do things you enjoy and love, and I hope that you're feeling seen and cared for, whether it's by others, by yourself, or both. And I have love for all of you, and I will see you not next Sunday, but the Sunday after for another Earthling Elaborates. I didn't really do like a proper intro for this one. I think that this is episode 11 of Earthling Elaborates, which is crazy. I'm really happy and thankful that I've been able to be consistent and show up every other week. Even if only a couple people are watching, I feel like it's aligned with my purpose, and I feel like this is all for a reason. So I'm thankful for all of you who do tune in, and I'll see you soon.